Alright guys, 16 years later, the man is still brewing up something. I mean, he doesn't look like he's changed very much. This is new Poison of the Old Man support out of straight up nowhere. It's more so stall/burn. But I think the first printing we had of this was in 2003, so this is pretty much 16 years later. The guy doesn't look a day older, man. But anyways, we're really here to check out the effect, and it's pretty interesting considering they just hit, you know, Mystic Mine in the OCG. But this could be pretty big in the TCG if we don't get a new ban list. Anyways, Cauldron of the Old Man, a new continuous spell card. And it says when this card is activated, you get to place 1 counter on this card. And then during your standby phase, you get to place 1 counter on this card. The third effect is once per turn, you can activate one of the following. You can gain 500 life points for each counter on this card. The other effect is to inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each counter on this card. So basically, it's way better than Poison Old Man. Obviously, this card is, you know, 16 years old, but at the same time, this one does have a quicker effect to gain and do more burn damage. But if you think about Mystic Mine, this is, again, keep in mind, guys, this is continuous. So every single turn, it is not just heal 500, it's for each counter on this card. So it starts out with 500, next turn you're going to heal for 1,000, then you're going to heal for 1,500. And I was thinking, okay, well, there's a lot of interesting interaction with, let's say, like Child's Play. And then on top of that, you could do that, or you can actually burn your opponent. There are some interesting ways to OTK your opponent with, like, basically healing, and then you one-shot your opponent. However, that takes a few turns. Maybe with, like, Mystic Mine, again, in the TCG, this would be huge, because it's just going to get stronger and stronger. And remember, you could just put more counters on this card with other cards. Now, this one just has a counter. It's not a specific counter. There are cards where it's like a spell counter. There's like balloon counters. There's, I don't know, there's probably perform up, pal counters. There's so many other like counter cards that you put on. I was actually just looking up generic support for them. And I think that there's so many. So you guys in the comment section below, help me out with what other counters can just be added to it. I was also thinking about like what this might work well with, especially with Mystic Mine. It reminds me of Dark Snake Syndrome. So Dark Snake Syndrome makes it so during your standby phase, you get to inflict 200 damage to players, and then it just doubles over and over. So it does 200, 400, then 800, 1600, 3200. So it gets like more and more damage. And this is kind of the same card over here, but this gives you the extra option. If you're going into time, and you guys know in Yu-Gi-Oh, going into time can definitely be a thing. You just go ahead. If this card has sat on the field for like 3 or 4 turns, I mean, you're healing for like several thousand life points. And then on top of that, if you want to burn your opponent, you know, you can do 300, 600, 900. Like, it's going to get stronger and stronger. And again, with Mystic Mine, your opponent's not going to be doing anything in the first place. So this could be pretty annoying to go ahead and deal with. But in addition to that, like I said, I was looking other like let me just type in the word one counter, because if you type in the word counter, there's going to be like way too many. Some cards, again, they'll be specific, like the World Tree is like flower counters, but there are other cards that just say like place 1 counter on this, like Magic Reflector. You target a face-up spell card you control, place a counter on, and if it would be destroyed, you remove the counter instead. So there are other cards that might work well with this, and I kind of want your guys' help, because like I said, if you type in the word counter, it's going to add all the counter trap cards, which is just something I don't want. And there's other wording in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sure you guys know how it is. But I just love that we're getting Poison of the Old Man support in Chaos Impact. This makes me think that there is going to be more support for this, or it might just be one random card out of straight up nowhere. But again, 16 years later, why are they reintroducing it? They gotta have some other stuff maybe coming out. I don't know if Old Man is going to be an archetype, but it looks to be a stall bird. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be a new annoying thing to deal with. Again, it's going to be one of those cards where it's either absolutely amazing, like Mystic Mine, and it just makes players frustrated, or it's going to be trash. There's really no in between with some of these bird variant cards. But again, if you guys got any cool ideas for builds, I would love to see them. If you guys want to send in a replay, feel free to go ahead and send it in to AzneyesReplays at gmail.com. I would love to see other ways we can utilize this card. Again, I think Dark Snake Syndrome would be excellent with this, but there's probably some better interaction with it. And what I also thought was interesting with this card, it's not even like, it is a once per turn on this card, but it's not once per turn. You can only use like 1 Cauldron of the Old Man per turn. But like, it could get really annoying again. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down below on this card. And like I said, if you guys want to send a replay, feel free to go and do so. And if you guys want to see gameplay of this new card, again, 16 years later, the boy's getting more support, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. You definitely see gameplay very soon when we come up with ideas of how to make this card broken. Because I think this card, it's either really good or really bad. There's going to be no in between. We'll have to see people will be messing around with it in Mystic Mine, because it's a continuous. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. Like I said, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and you'll definitely see gameplay of the Cauldron of the Old Man. But again, he doesn't look at his face. He looks even happy. He was smiling 16 years later. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and peace.